foster meaningful connection, and inspire positive changes in the realm of education. Welcome, and may our endeavors here be both enlightening and impactful. Dr. Akram Ahmad, PhD graduate from the Faculty of Medicine and Health, the University of Sydney, Australia. Currently, he is working as a Bonds Research and Research Manager at the Children's Hospital at Westmead. Previously, he was a Pharmacy Academy and has taught pharmacy practice and clinical pharmacy at UCSI University. His research program covers areas related to the medication, use optimization, patient preference and adherence, drug safety, pharmaceutical education, and pharmaceutical policy. He has active collaboration and linkages in over 10 countries, including the world leading universities such as the University of Sydney, Boston University, and all. He was awarded as the Best Promising Researcher Award from UCSI University in the year 2016. He is the founder of CE and CEO of the Academically.MedPrep. He is also the editor-in-chief of the Journal of Pharmacy, Practice, and Community Medicine. I would like to hand over the mic to the Senior Manager of Academically, Mr. Abdul Sir, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, for continuing the function. Thank you.
So, good morning, sir. Dr. Akram.
Good morning, Abdul.
Sir, you may start presenting, sir. So, post that, we might interact with students, and students can also post the section. You can also directly engage with sir and clarify your doubts. You may take over, sir.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much. And today I'm going to discuss regarding the opportunities in Australia, and we also may compare with PLAB or USMLE. So basically, the Indian doctors majorly, they know about the PLAB and USMLE, but they do not know or much not awareness available regarding the AMC. So AMC pathway, one of the best pathway I can say, you can migrate in very, very short time. You can directly get a permanent residency and, a high paid job. So today I'm going to discuss this, and you can ask me any questions if you have at the end of this webinar, or you can just note down the questions. So we will talk one-on-one or whatever you have to doubt. So I'm basically Dr. Akram Ahmad. So we are an education and tech company from Australia, Sydney. So we are providing the assistance for all healthcare professionals to migrate to Australia, like medical doctor, dentist, and allied health science, for example, nursing, pharmacist, and so on. This is, I think they already mentioned regarding my experience. So I'm basically a pharmacy professor from India, and I have a working experience. I worked basically a few months in India, around 3-4 months. Then I moved to Malaysia, where I worked around 4 years. And last 6 years, I'm living and working in Australia at University of Sydney, where I did my PhD as well from Sydney Medical School. This is one of the oldest medical school in Australia. These are the faculties for this course, basically AMC. Dr. Supran Sharma is from India, and she is from basically Pune Medical College. She completed her MBBS and MD. And then, she was also like you, to go to USMLA and go to AMC, this and that. And she passed the exam. She's currently now working in Sydney, Australia. She's one of our lecturers. Another one is Dr. Udara. She's from Sri Lanka. She also went through the same pathway. Now she's practicing and working in Sydney. Dr. Manla also, he is here in Sydney. So all these are the faculties particularly for this course. So for you, the opportunities in Australia as a medical doctor or MBBS graduate, so you might be a final year student, So in your mind, there will be so many questions that where you have to go in abroad, like USMLE, PLAB, or AMC, or maybe Canada, right? So Australia basically provide 200,000 permanent visa, PR visa, and there is a shortage of the healthcare professionals. So within few days, you will get your permanent residency once you pass these exams in Australia. This is you can move with your family if you're married, and then you can practice here. And your family basically they have full work rights. They can work whatever they want in Australia. And there's a education also free for them. So if they want to do further study, or the kids, and healthcare also is free in Australia. So a lot of there's so many advantages to move Australia apart from this. And currently the 10,000 advertisement basically available, the job vacancies for general physicians in Australia. A lot of jobs basically available. So this is basically AMA, Australian Medical Association. So they projected, up to 2031, there's a 10,600 GPs, general physicians, regional practitioners, they need basically, So there's a high demand. And the salary, if you see here, so this is basically data from seek.com.au. So this is number one website in Australia if you are looking any job in Australia. So the salary basically here, if you can see here, they are seeing that 380 to $400,000 per year you can make. Okay, so basically the salary in Australia, they pay basically per patient basis. Okay, so the salary are vary with $21 to $250. So this is like based on the condition of the patient and the procedures you are performing. So they will pay you, and there is some condition that in per day 60 patient per day you can see maximum. So 60 patient per day you can see. So if you can multiply, for example, if I am say that on an average, you are seeing like $25 if you are, taking per patient, and not 60. At least if you are seeing the 40%, this is very, very, most of the doctors, I have my some friends, I talk to them. So they give me that, we always like see around 40% is very, very easily they can see. 40 in the morning, 40 in the afternoon. So, like this. And and this is like you need to work weekly 38 to 40 hours. Means Monday to Friday only you need to work. Or if you are working on Saturday, the salary will going to be a 1.5x. Okay, Saturday for 1.5x and 2x on Sunday. If you are working on Sunday and public holiday, the salary will going to be double. Okay, and you just need to work only 38 to 40 hour week. So this is the, on an average, if you can just calculate that, it's still very, very lowest. If you count, around 10 to 15 lakh Indian doctor can easily earn in Australia. Okay, so they basically paid per patient basis. This is minimum and this is maximum per patient. And if you see 40 per day, but maximum you can see 60 patient per day. Okay, this is the check and balance the salary in Australia for a medical doctor. Now we will see that, what are the other advantages to migrate to Australia. As I mentioned, that is a high potential of earning. You can earn a lot of money, and another advantage, you will, wherever you go, basically, you will find lot of Indian doctors. So as I mentioned that currently I'm working basically in the Westmead Hospital, one of the biggest hospital in Australia. This is kind of, we can see like AIMS Delhi, So सबसे बड़ा जो hospital है, this is the hospital in New South Wales in Sydney. So that hospital, so I'm basically a manager for research in the surgery department. So our head basically is an Indian, Dr. Thomas Gordon. So he's basically a graduate from Kerala. Okay, so that is wherever you go, basically in any medical field, you will find a lot of Indian doctors are practicing currently in Australia. There's high potential earning and very easy to get job as an Indian, and they respect basically Indian a lot, especially this the white people. And quality of life very high as compared to India, as you know. And career opportunities, you can directly can get the PR visa, fast track PR visa for healthcare professionals within few days. Once you file your visa, you will get, because they need.
Dr. Akram, just a moment. Sorry to interrupt in between. Abdul, can you please do something? Can you please make this particular one a full screen? Because they are not able to see the screen, it seems. There is a chat message from Abdul to zoom the screen. So if you could do from the screen where this meeting is hosting right now, make this particular slide the full screen one. You can do it from that end, Abdul. Can you please try doing it once?
Or they can ask them to come forward.
Yeah, that also will do. That also will do.
Because there are some of these seats vacant, so they can come forward and see the clearly the projector.
So now I have made it as full screen. So I just we can
Yeah,
just
please try putting it the full screen also. It will work.
so you can go ahead, sir.
Okay, okay. So career opportunities, as I mentioned that there is a high demand for medical professionals. So there is a fast track permanent visa they will grant it for you. Okay. And work-life balance, as I mentioned, you just need to work maximum 40 hours. It's not maximum. Many Desi guys they work more than that, they work 6 days. But if you just work for 5 days, still you can earn, 1.5 to 2 CR per year easily, But if you are working more hours, obviously you can earn more money. So like you can give a lot of time to your family. You just work 40 hours weekly, 38 hours for weekly. And professional development is very, very important. So as you know, in the medical field, always there is new advancement, new technology, this and that. So if you want to attend any workshop or any webinar or any conference, relevant to your interest, so the hospital pays yearly 2 times for medical doctors. They can go and attend, and all the expenses by given by the hospital. And education for the kids are free, and healthcare also access free. So in Australia, universal health coverage. So anything happened to you or your dependent, means your wife or your kids, everything is free here. In case of US, you need to buy the insurance there, but here no need to buy any insurance. Everything is free in Australia, even for education also for free. So these are the lot of other advantages to migrate to Australia as a medical doctor. Now the question that as an Indian doctor, how we can migrate to Australia? Okay, what are the steps you need to take? So the first step, very simple step, basically is called document verification. So academically will take care of this step, so no need to worry. So there is basically you need to do epic verification. Epic verification is the same, like if you want to give this USMLE for US or PLAB for UK. This is like international agency, they have to check the degree verification. And then after that, you have to make your AMC portal, Australian Medical Council website portfolio. So these are the fees you need to pay, but we will help you to complete. No need to worry. Okay, this is very really easy step for you. Okay, so we will complete basically this step for you, and then you need to give this exam, AMC exam, Australian Medical Council Examination Part 1. This is an MCQ based exam. And there is so many centers in India, currently around 50 exam centers currently. So you can go there and just sit in that exam. And if I compare with this PLAB in UK, so for UK, you have to basically book your seat like 1.5 year, 2 year before. So currently 2025, if you want to give the exam, now the booking is ongoing. But in Australia, whenever you are ready, you just book the exam. Same month you can give the exam. So very, very easy. And so they conducted yearly 10 times this exam, except December and January. If these 2 months there's no exam, rest of the month, February to November, you can give this exam in any month. Okay. So we will provide you the coaching for 4 months for this exam from Australia. As I mentioned, our faculty is in Australia. We are an Australian-based company. We will provide you the online coaching for this. And once you pass this exam, plus English, okay, English also mandatory, then you will get a limited registration. Now you are eligible to work in Australia. So I always recommend to the doctors, pass this exam from India and find a job and come to Australia. So you are eligible to get a GMO job, junior medical officer job. So around 100,000, $90,000 basically the salary you will get in total, basically, 40 hours weekly. And if I already mentioned that, sometimes the salary will be higher. So if you are working on, holidays, or if you are working more hours, So after this, so many questions basically, what is GMO and how we can find this job? This job really available and it is easier for us to get the job or not? Okay. So we will help you to complete these 3 steps from India itself. Academically will help you to complete these 3 steps, and then we will also help you to start looking a job. We also provide the job assistance for JMO. Okay, what is JMO now? We will see. Then we will come to here AMC and WBA. Okay. So basically मैंने क्या किया हुआ है, I mean I just have some links. I think this our team will also give it to you this PPT if you want, so you can have a look. Okay. So this is the New South Wales where I am living, basically where our company basically is situated in Sydney. So New South Wales is a state in Australia, and so this government agency basically hiring these international junior medical officers. Okay. So you will find hundreds of jobs are available for junior medical officer. If you are ready to work in the regional area, you will find this job. Okay. So currently, if you see here, this is in 2024 they are hiring. So the 3rd of October is going to be open, and is going to be close on 19th of January 2024. So basically yearly 2 times they hire. The government basically agency hired 2 times. So you can just apply this and you will find a lot of jobs. And you can apply from here, and how to apply, advice for international applicants. A lot of information you can find on this website. Okay. So basically doctors are not available in Australia. That's why they are hiring the international candidates. Those are just passed this exam. Okay. So, and apart from this, that another, this is from basically a federal government. This is what I was showing. This is for one state, New South Wales. Okay. So each state they hire like this. But I'm showing another example. This is from the federal government. Okay. So federal government also have a basically the separate pathway for rural junior doctor training innovation fund. So they are basically providing the special fund for this to support this rural areas hospitals. Okay, so you can find here these are the government agency they are hiring. Okay, ACT is the Canberra, basically, this is our capital of Australia, Canberra city. So Canberra Health Services hiring, and this New South Wales they are hiring. So you can find a lot of medical agencies hiring. So they might have 100 jobs, 200 jobs, 150 jobs, 500 jobs, because they are catering the whole district, all those. It is not just a hospital. It is like a agency. Okay. So they might, for example, Uttar Pradesh medical services, they might need 500 doctors to work in Uttar Pradesh, maybe 1,000 doctors, right? So same like these are the state government agencies, so they are hiring a lot of vacancies you can find. Even they are giving the email address. So once you pass your AMC Part 1 plus English is mandatory, and then you have to apply for APRA. APRA is a body in Australia. You have to register with them as a doctor with them. So APRA is basically single body in Australia. Any healthcare professional, all of them, they have to register with this APRA body only, whether it is a medical doctor, dentist, pharmacist, nurse, lab technician, physiotherapist, and so on. All have to be registered with them APRA. So, you can find here more information. So there is a lot of jobs are available. I just want to show you. So if you can just pass that exam, AMC Part 1 plus English, there is a good chance for you to find a job. Now I'm going back to our on slides. So as I mentioned earlier, this is step 1. We will complete. We will provide the coaching for this to pass this exam, and this is also passing around 70% student pass in first attempt. So I can say this is easier than our NEET PG in India. Okay, no need to worry. And then we'll also help you to pass this. So after this, you are eligible to apply GMO. A lot of jobs are available for GMO. And then to get full registration, now you have a 2 option. Option 1, directly you can write this AMC2 exam, or another option for you. So basically, many doctors they ask me, is there any shortcut is there? So shortcut basically I can say this is a WBA. WBA, work-based assessment, basically we call WBA, work-based assessment. And in that, you just need to work around 6 to 9 months in that particular hospital, and they will do some assessment, and you will pass. Then don't need to write AMC Part 2. Then you will get the full registration. So basically, you just need to pass AMC Part 2, or you just go for this WBA. So I highly recommend it for everyone. Once you pass this AMC Part 1 in English, and to find a job, so where you have to find a job, and these are the who are these hospitals they are providing WBA. Now we will go to the another slide. So now we are here. So as I mentioned that after AMC Part 1 and English, you can work as a GMO, and GMO means a junior medical officer. So you are not eligible to basically to prescribe the medicine or give the independent advice, but you have to work under the supervision of a basically resident there. In same like in India, basically if you are doing your internship or CRI, or rotational internship you are doing in India in your MBBS. So basically you have to work basically कोई भी आपका PG student, you are working under the PG student, maybe there is some lecturer, they are guiding you, you have to do this and that. Same like is here. So these are the accredited program. These are the hospitals you can apply basically. And if you find a job here, apply for GMO job, definitely GMO or resident doctor, you will just apply and you will get the job. And once you are entered, definitely you can convert into the after 3 to 6 months into the WBA. And this is a paid job. You will get around up to 100,000 yearly salary, around 4 to 5 lakh per month, I can say. While you are doing training, it is not full time. You are not yet registered as RMP. As I mentioned earlier, the salary in CR goes after you becoming RMP. Okay, you are not just RMP. That's why salary is a little bit low. But 5 lakh is more than enough to live in work. These are the hospital lists is there. So these are providing basically the WBA program, work-based assessment program. So you can apply here. No need to write AMC Part 2 exam. So some of them the doctors always afraid and they question this regarding this case. AMC Part 1, Part 2 is very, very tough exam. So you can go for this, but a lot of doctors pass the exam. It's not something like impossible to pass that exam at the WTA. Okay. And then again, we can go. Then, in this AMC, they conduct 10 times yearly, as I mentioned earlier also, 10 times yearly, except December and January. So you can write whenever you are ready. And exam center, around 15 exam centers in here. So whenever you are confident and ready to go in the exam, just book the exam and go to for this. And English, you can give for IELTS, OET or PTE. So OET is very easy for you. So this is basically only for healthcare professionals OET exam. This is not for some other professional. For example, someone want to like engineer. Engineer cannot write OET exam. I mean, OET only can write the healthcare professionals only. OET. OET is easier for you. So you can go OET. We provide you coaching for OET. We provide coaching for PT. We provide for IELTS. So anyone you can choose whatever you want. But in general, OET and PT is easier than the IELTS. Okay, and you need 7-band individual in IELTS and equivalent in PT 65 or OET in a B band to score to register here. These are the two basically the links also given. And step 1, basically the document verification. You have to provide us your degree, transcript, work experience, valid passport, government ID proof, passport photograph, medical registration, and all those things we need. And they will ask basically around 150 multiple choice questions and 3 hour time and around 50% you need to score and no negative marking. Okay. And duration of preparation will provide around 4 months, 3 month coaching, and then in last we'll do a lot of revisions, including that will take around 4 months. And once you pass this AMC Part 2 or WBA program and you fully registered with APRA, then you are eligible to apply your as a resident doctor, PR visa, permanent visa, 190, 186, 189, a lot of visa available for the medical doctors, 491, all these visa you are eligible, okay, to apply. So these are the fees. I think Abdul can give you the more information regarding these. And another shortcut to market Australia, if someone completed MBBS degree and they are registered RMP in India, now they are working as a medical administrator. So in general, in India, some colleges like they are offering like MHA, Master of Hospital Administration, or public health, or MBA in healthcare management kind of things, degree, and they have at least 1 year experience as a medical administrator. Then still you can apply this visa, so you can pass exam AMC in India and come on this visa, and then you can go for like Part 2 as well. So for this visa as a medical administrator, no need to write AMC. Okay, but salary will be not that much good. Maybe salary around 100 to 120,000 only. Okay, so advice to want to earn more money, go for registration as a medical doctor. That's the best thing for you. And we provide the financial assistance, so you can pay our fees up to in the 6 month, 9 month, 12 month EMI without interest-free EMI option. We provide for all health professionals. Here are some of the reviews from our students. And Abdul already in your college. So now it's your time to ask your doubts or your questions one on one. You can ask. Yes, Abdul, you can ask basically the doubts, or maybe you can type, or maybe you can ask directly, or maybe you can give the mic to the students so they can ask.
Sure, sure.
Yes, any questions? Any doubt?
Sir, there is a question from one of the faculty here. She wants to know what will be the complete package the student has to invest for this process. So regarding medical like students as well as the medical administrative role. So what you have explained. So they want to know what will be the exact investment they need to.
So around, if you are going for AMC pathway, so around 5 to 6 lakh Indian rupees, basically you need to pay. Maximum fees you are paying to the Australian Medical Council. For example, document verification. Then when you are booking the exam, the fees around $3,000. And again you are paying for the English, all those things. So including our fees around hardly, 5 lakh up to the Part 1 in English, then you can migrate to Australia. But if you are asking that the medical administrator visa, that is around again the same, maybe around 4 to 5 lakh for that also around.
So on an average, it will be around 9 to 10 lakhs, right? So
No,
totally.
no, 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 no. I mean, five to 6 lakhs, because this is like both are separate. Doctor want to go AMC around 5 lakh, we can say, but if we just think like part two, including each and everything, so hardly it's going to be around like 8 lakh or something. But and they are not paying all together basically. So I'm trying to say that once you pass AMC part one plus English, then migrate to Australia and start working here, earning here. While you are earning and working here, then you need to write this part two. Part two in general, AMC part two or work-based assessment, right? So you are not paying for at the time you are earning. So hardly you are able to pay around 5 lakh from your pocket in general to migrate Australia. Any other question? Abdul, is there any other question?
So I'm just interacting with students. I'll just asking them, sir, just a minute.
Yeah, sure. Take your time.
So there is another question from the faculty. So what will be the exact duration for this course for AMC 1, AMC 2? So for everyone, what will be the duration the students need to spend?
Okay, the course duration.
Yes. Course and the job getting duration. After AMC 1, how much time they need to work?
I mean, this is not, we will provide the 4 month coaching, and once you pass the exam, once you got it, this is a job basically. So you can work until you pass part two, AMC part two, or work-based assessment. So this is not like something like 6 months, 9 months, 1 month. You have to get your full registration, and you will get full registration after you pass AMC part two, or we can say clinical exam, or we can go for work-based assessment. So work-based assessment in general will complete within 9 to 12 months. So we can say within 1 year after you pass AMC part one, and you can, if you find this job, so you can complete within 1 year. You can got this done AMC part two. You will get registration, and then you can apply basically, for visa, for PR visa. Also, you can apply at that time if you want to do any specialization. For example, if you want to go any clinical, for example, want to be a surgeon, you want to be a pediatrician, or any clinical branch. If you want to go, you can go once you got your full registration.
So after AMC 1, there is no time duration. They can immediately take AMC 2 also, right, sir?
Yes, they can. There is no such a time limit whenever they want. But it is like advisable at least study from say, 4 to 6 months before you sit in the AMC Part 2 exam. This is a clinical exam. So the challenge for Indian doctors in Australia, we follow different guidelines to treat the disease and certain conditions. So you have to follow those guidelines. That's why I'm telling you that while you are working as a JMO, you will learn a lot of new things in Australian system about the Australia, how you practice here. And simultaneously, you can book the exam within, like 4 to 6 months, or directly you can go WBA. Work-based assessment, there is no exam, no need to write the EMC Part 2. This is like alternate for the EMC Part 2 exam. So you just need to work in a hospital, and the hospital will see, like, how you are given like cannula. It's small like procedure things. They will see your behavior with your colleagues and all those things. So there is really easy process. You can see 99% pass in the WBA program. So basically, very few, no one failed basically in that process until you did something major in that hospital. No one is happy with you, right? In that case, might be. Otherwise, the assessment done by your colleagues only. Yeah, like for example, you are working in a particular ward, so maybe the head of that ward or head of the nurse staff is there, or physiotherapist is there, and your senior will be there, so all these things basically, and there will be one mentor for you each ward. So, for example, if you are going WBA program, so there will be several ward you need to. For example, you have to go for 2 months for surgery, 2 months for pediatric, and 2 months for like in medicine, internal medicine, like this. Each department you have to go for minimum 45 days. I think 6 specialties you have to choose, and then they will give you assessment, and you can pass that exam and then get the full registration. After that, you are eligible to apply for the PG. So in Australia, not like India. In India, like we have only one exam, like NEET PG. Even want to go in any PG in India, whether it is Tamil Nadu or UP or any other state. But in Australia, there is no such nationwide exam. Each university have their own criteria to get the admission. For example, University of Sydney, so they will just see your CV, your previous experience, and they will also see your academic, marks or some publication. Yes, very important if you are looking to migrate abroad. So medical doctors in India, they are not very good in the medical research. No one is doing basically the research. Okay, so since you are in medical final year, maybe you are in fourth year, I don't know. So please try to publish at least some paper. Do a small project, a small survey kind of research you can do. Maybe you can publish one case report, case series, whatever you can. This will be like differentiate from other candidate to you. Then there is a more chance to get the job, and even for the PG, especially if you are looking for clinical branches.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, one of the student is asking about the WBE, work-based assessment, what you told. So can you please elaborate on that part alone? So student is requesting, sir. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So basically, in Australia, after you pass part 1, now you need to write part 2. Okay. So there is an alternate degree. If you do not want to write this part 2 exam, you can go WBA, work-based assessment. Okay. So you are working in a hospital, and they will do the assessment while you are working in that hospital. Okay. So this is like 6 month to 9 month basically program. And in very specialized hospitals only they are assigned for this job. So you have to pay around some fees, around 10,000 or something for this program, but you will get a salary also, to conduct this. So they will. This is, I can say, same like your internship when you are doing in India, like in MBBS. So for example, in India, for example, you are working 4 months in maybe in the internal medicine, then 2 months in pediatrics, 2 months in internal, or 2 months maybe in the option gynae, like this. So you have to go in different ward to 6 specialty you have to go in this, and 45 minimum days. So those 45 days, for example, if you are working those 45 days in surgery. So in surgery, small, you have to perform, these surgeries and this and that. So the perceptor of your, he will see, and he will give the assessment basically, and then you pass it. So as I mentioned that 99% of students pass in that, so no one failed basically in that. That's why all maximum those are from overseas. they want to go WBA instead of this AMC Part 2 exam. And now, also good news for you that earlier AMC Part 2, you need to come to Australia to write this exam. But now, after the COVID, this is also you can give from India itself. I mean, this is now possible. Part 1, Part 2, you can complete itself from India and then migrate to Australia. Or directly after pass AMC Part 1, you can go WBA. WBA basically a very 19 hospitals only identified. You only can go there. These hospitals. Yeah. So this is like, similar kind of settings like when you're doing this. Your internship, same like I can say in India. Yes, any other question regarding this?
Just a minute, sir. I will just get back.
Yes, Abdul, has another question?
Sir, there is no other questions. So I'm just interacting with the students now. So they will be also filling the feedback form. They can
Yes,
raise their
yes. I mean, you can give them feedback form, and then they can talk to me one on one also if they need any certain clarification if they are not able to ask now. Okay.
Sure, sir. I'll just counseling them in Tamil language also now. Post that, I'll ask them to fill the feedback form. Then we can give them the counseling also.
Yes. Please fill this form. Still, if you have any questions or anything, you can ask in that form, and then
Sure.
we will get back to you and we'll give the answer. Okay.
From here, I will take care of it. Sir.
Okay. 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 Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I mean, sir, I will be interacting with so from here. So, and update you post it.